In 1966, Newton and Seal formed an organization to monitor the Oakland police. Borrowing the symbol of a Southern voting rights organization, they called themselves the Black Panther Party for Self-Defense.
Police are there not to, in our community, not to promote our welfare or for our security and our safety, but they're there to contain us, to brutalize us and murder us because they have their orders to do so. And just as the soldiers in Vietnam have their orders to destroy the Vietnamese people, the police in our community couldn't possibly be there to protect our property because we own no property.
The Panther flair for the dramatic attracted the party's first members, a mix of college students, military veterans, and streetwise kids from West Oakland. 2nd, 1968. Martin Luther King was assassinated. Riots engulfed 67 cities. In Oakland, the Panthers clashed with the police.
I heard a radio transmission, and in the background, in the radio, you could hear the M16.
The Panthers wounded 2 police officers, then fled on foot. Eldridge Cleaver and Bobby Hutton took refuge in a house on 28th Street.
It was a firefight, just an old-fashioned military firefight. We put some chemical agents in the house, and I think there was some concern about the fire. I think maybe that's what might have motivated them to come out. There were, I don't know, 50 officers maybe in front of that house. And why, to this day, I don't know. Cleaver did what he was told. You know, the juvenile, just, everything was fine, and then all of a sudden, bang, took off and started running. And at that point, the state of mind of all the officers, after being in that standoff for a while, is not knowing whether he was armed or unarmed. I think we all assumed he was armed.
Other officers say Hutton didn't run, but merely stumbled. The unarmed teenager was shot 6 times.
Friends of Bobby Hutton who spoke did not eulogize the boy as much as they attacked the society responsible for his death. As they put it, a sick society.
FBI documents reveal that as early as 1967, Hoover had begun a counterintelligence program known as CointelPro to destroy black groups and leaders. After Martin Luther King's death, the Panthers became Hoover's main target.
It was just plain old-fashioned hatred for blacks. It didn't make any difference whether they were Black Panthers or Nation of Islam or what. He just didn't like blacks except as chauffeurs and servants.
And he was prepared to...
He was prepared, I guess, to do just about anything to make sure that the blacks stayed where he thought they should stay.
Wesley Swearingen retired from the FBI after 25 years in counterintelligence. His last assignment was to censor the Bureau's confidential files on the Black Panthers.
I didn't know at the time that a lot of the violence was being generated through this CointelPro counterintelligence program, that FBI informants were actually antagonizing Black Panther members and other black groups so that they would get into fights with each other and among themselves.